Hi Flosstube, this is Jenny and I'm back with my second video. I had such a great response to my first video, and I just want to say thanks to everyone for your kind words of encouragement and also telling me how to flip my phone the right way so that the picture isn't all wonky. So I do appreciate any tips you can offer. I've changed positions in my house, just trying out different lighting and different background to make it a little interesting. We have been really busy lately. My daughter is on a rowing team, and I'm a chaperone that rides the bus with the team. So I've been doing a lot of knitting on our long bus rides, but unfortunately I'm not able to stitch on the bus. I just can't handle it. I get a little car sick. So I've been working on these sweaters. I'm on Sleeve Island on one of them, and I just need to get through the sleeve so I can wear it because now it's getting a little cool outside. So I'll show you some knitting later on after we go through some of my cross stitch. I have a few whips to show you that were the same as last time, but I'll show you some progress. And then I have some previously stitched things from me and my sisters and my mom that I just wanted to share with you guys because I'm really proud of them. And anyway, so let's get going. So the first thing I've been working on is Wings of the Dove by Modern Folk Embroidery. And this see if this board will help. This I am stitching for my friend's daughter who's getting married in December. And sorry, it's not ironed, but I've been stitching nonstop. I've made quite a bit of progress since last time. I'm not even sure where I was last time, but I know it wasn't this far because I've been stitching about 500 stitches a day that I'm home. Now, when I've been on the road traveling with them, I'm not able to do that. But when I've been home, I have. I'm going to put their initials here and here, and then I'm going to put their wedding date down here. And this is Tomfoolery. That's the color. 40 Count Linen by Vicki Clayton. And then I'm doing it with DMC 543. I think I mentioned this last time. I wanted to do it with silk and fancy thread, but I was so eager to start this one night when I decided to do it that I just pulled out what I had. Sometimes that's what we do, right? Because I'm so impatient. But I went to the art store today to talk about framing. I always pin and lace my own and then just take it there for basic framing. But they said that they're 6 to 8 weeks out, and our friends get married December 20th in Chicago, and I live several states away. So I think I made an executive decision today that I'm going to send this in the mail or take it with me as pinned. So I guess I'd have to take it with me. I'm going to lace it and pin it, and then take it with me, and then take it to a frame shop near their house, and then they can pick it up there, and maybe I could just leave it there and they could pick out the frame. Maybe that would work out well because I'm not sure the style of their house. I know they'll like the stitching, but I'm not sure if they're traditional or more modern with their frames. That might be a good idea. So I'll take it to a trusted Chicago shop, and then that'll be fun for them after their honeymoon to come pick out the frame. And of course I'll pay for it. Just have them get what they want. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. If anyone has any recommendations for a frame shop in the Chicago suburbs, that would be really great. They're getting married down in Joliet, but they live in Kenosha, so somewhere in between. That's like half the state. Anyway, if you have any recommendations, drop me a line and I will see about it. So this, again, is Wings of the Dove, and I just think it'll be a beautiful wedding sampler, personalized for them. Okay, so that is my main goal, to finish that. My goal was to do it by Thanksgiving, but now that I figured out that I probably won't have it framed by December 20th, I'm still going to shoot for 500 stitches a day, which would get me finished by Thanksgiving, but I'm not going to stress out about it so much, and then maybe I can work on some other things. I've been using my project bag. This is Carolyn Freelander, one of my favorite fabric designers. This is her Architectures series fabric, And then on the inside, I have this fun fabric. And I can't remember her name. Hold on. It'll come to me. It'll come to me, and I'll put it in the spot below. Okay. Anyway, I thought that was kind of fun. And then on this project bag, I like squared off the bottom so it can hold a little more, even though for this project it doesn't need to. My next whip is this fun project bag that I made. Got this fabric at a local quilt shop. And I thought it was pretty. And this is the hands-on design stand up for Santa. So I wasn't able to get the, oh, I should have printed out the pattern, but I didn't. Here's what I have finished. I wasn't able to get the kit. I logged on for the Jingle Ball at exactly the minute that it said to, and then this was sold out instantly. I didn't even get the kit. So I called my mom, who has the biggest stash in all of Ohio. I called her, and she had exactly what was on the list. So I bought the PDF, signed up for the Jingle Ball, bought the PDF, where you just go get your own things, and she had everything I needed. She had all the pearl cottons, she had the fabric, she had all of it in her stash, and she mailed it to me, and that was just so nice. I do not have this set up pretty at all, but look, she even had the whisper. She even had all of that. So I've been stitching that for fun when, after my 500 stitches on Wings of a Dove are complete, I've been doing this one for fun. And I'm trying to do it in hand to give my left thumb a break, and it's been really nice. I don't even know if I should show this one because I haven't really been working on it, but it's a cute bag. It's my Tula Pink bag. The cool owl on it, and then it has the vinyl on the front. And sorry, my flosses are not so pretty in there. Well, maybe they are. Wait, I have these on a ring. I made my own. I've never used floss drops, so I made my own out of some cardstock, and it was kind of fun. And I just put the DMCs on there. Oh, this is the, sorry, I didn't tell you what it was. It's the Satsuma Street Stitch Along, and I really don't have anything done. It's just that little start, and it's on Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit, but I think it'll turn out nicely because you'll be able, the colors are really popping on there. They've already released, you know, all 4 parts. I'm just way far behind. So, because I've been working on the Wings of the Dove. But that's one of my goals, is to work on this one and the stand-up design, or stand-up for Santa. And then also, hold on, you can see my pile there in the picture. I signed up for the Pears. I forgot who does it. Is it Annie Beez? Pears on the Jingle Ball. And I had this fabric in my stash. Again, I couldn't get the kit because it sold out fast. But I had this garnet by Weeks Dye Works. So I thought that that would be pretty. I'll put a picture of the Pears in here so you can see them. I thought that that would be pretty. And then I'm auditioning flosses. I can't decide. So the other night, I was like, okay, do I want, here, let me see, a kind of white? This is 38.65. Or do I want a creamier one? It's 7.46. Boy, you really can't see these colors. Let me turn it this way. 7.46. Or then I thought it might kind of be cool to go with like a cooler gray for this one. And then, and these are, it's like a Quaker design on here. And this is just white, which would be really pretty. And then this was ecru. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to do, but I haven't even put a stitch in on that. But I will soon. Keeping track of all these whips and things is difficult. So my sister, who's a graphic artist in Seattle, my older sister, she and I worked together and we made the coolest thing. It's this cross stitch projects booklet. And inside, there's like a basic page, you know, like a, you can see this, a graphy page. And then each page in here, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? I thought it was good, but maybe it's not. Okay, anyway, it's a project tracker, so I can put, if something is kitted, the status of it. Is it kitted? Did I start it? Is it a whip? Did I shelve it and put it away? Did I shelve it and put it away? Is it an FO or an FFO? And when I started it, I put my deadline. And then I have like what type of fabric I used, what was the count. Did I do 2 over 2, 1 over 2, 2 over 1, whatever. Well, you wouldn't do 2 over 1, but you know what I mean. 1 over 1. And then I did have down here where I figured out the size, you know, with the pattern stitch count, fabric count, and then the design size. And then at the bottom, I have conversions. So at first I thought I would put down all the colors, but then I thought, well, that's just repeating the pattern. I already have the pattern. So the thing, I'm trying to make a sheet of things that I always forget. So hopefully my floss tubes will get better. But anyway, I put floss, and then I would just check the box if I just did it as all called for. Fine. But if I did my own conversion, or I did somebody else's conversion, or switched out a few things or this or that, I put these in here so it has a line of what it called for and then what I turned it into, or what I decided to use. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then the next page, which is the facing page, so it's like this. The next page is, what kind of embellishments did I use when I finished it? Did I finish it as a hoop, a frame, a pillow, a wall hanging? What did I do with it? Who did I give it to as a recipient? Because sometimes I do this stuff, well, a lot often, and I forget who I give it to, because I give away half of what I do anyway. And then some notes down here, and then if I want to print out a photo, I can stick it in there. So I thought, I am going to do this and keep track of everything. So I made these booklets. And then I spiral bound it, and I just thought that was really cool. I'm going to put them on my Etsy store in case you guys want one too. I mean, there's no reason to recreate the wheel, right? So, or reinvent the wheel, isn't that what they say? So I thought it was kind of fun. And then to go along with that, so that's just, this one, the green one, is just project pages. It's all projects. So I think there's 8 projects in here. Wait, 16 projects in here, 32 pages. And then, so there's room for 16 separate projects. And then, I was going to put little, you know, those little sticky tabs on the side that, you know, the sticky note ones, not the actual tabs, but the sticky note ones that you can put when you study in the library. Anyway, I was going to put those on the side, so if something is a whip or if it's finished, I can like have, if it's in progress, maybe I would have it as green or red or whatever, so I can refer to it quickly. This is just for my reference so I can remember how I did stuff, because after watching my first video, I realized I have no idea. I can't remember anything. Like, I don't know where half this stuff came from. Anyway, so that's the project planner, the project pages. And then we made a planner to go with it. And this is cool because in the front of it, well, there's a blank page first, just because that's how it works out, right? And then we have my plan for the year by month. So I have a square for each month if something big is coming up, like a retreat or, you know, a plan for next October. I want to have this, this, and this done. I can write it in there. And then for each month, I have a 2-page spread. And I broke it out by weeks because I get overwhelmed with days. Because days to me, if I miss a day, then I feel guilty, even though I hardly ever miss a day. Or I forget to write it down. But what I decided to do was to do a focus for each week. Okay, what am I going to focus on this week to get done? And write it down at the top. And then under that, I can write everything else I worked on. So I could put Monday, dash, I worked on this, this, and this. Tuesday, I worked on this, this, and this. Wednesday, and just because some days I work on a lot of things, kind of can't focus. And then other days I might work on one thing. So I wanted to be able to use as much space as I needed. So I just divided it up into 4 basic weeks, even though some months have 5. But I just figure it's a nice outline. It's a nice way for me to be able to write what I want on there without being constrained. And then I have the calendar at the top. And then on this side, the other 2 weeks. Can you see that? Other 2 weeks. And then deadlines. I put a deadline box and then a notes box underneath it. So we have a 2-page spread for each month to keep track of. And then I know a lot of people are sticker people and stuff like that. You can fill this whole thing up with stickers. I'm not a sticker person, but come January 1st, I am writing my stuff down in here for my plan for the week. My cross-stitch projects by thing, I'm going to start after we get off the phone, or off the video. I'm wondering if I should just start this over, but I think I'll just keep going. So, even though I keep stumbling over my words. So, both of these, after I edit this lovely video, I'm going to put on my Etsy store. If anyone's interested, if you want to get organized with me, because I just need a little focus. I get so distracted by all these squirrels running around. Oh, my dog loves squirrels, but she's sound asleep. So if you hear snoring in the background, that's my French bulldog. And maybe she'll come over here in a minute and visit us, but I'm not snoring. It's her. But anyway, if you see, look, I just went on a tangent there. And if you need a little more focus, we thought that this would help. My sister obviously is a great artist, and she's very focused and organized, and we are very opposite. So there you go. My Etsy store is Stranded Stitcher, and I'll put the links below. But there you go. If you're interested in getting organized with me. To that end, I have made some more project bags for my Etsy store. I wish I could remember the name of this person. All right, I'm going to put it below. But I used that cool fabric again, and I made this little tiny thread pouch. You see in there? It's a cute little thread pouch. And then a project bag to go with it. This is a long, tall one. And the back is blue. I thought these looked like cross stitches, kind of. See? And the inside's just white on this one because I really like this green highlight. I'm going to think of her name in a minute. Oh, I think she used to design for Liberty. I'll think of it. I'll put it below. Okay. So there's this one. And then I've made so many. This is my favorite, Carolyn Freelander. And this is in her, I think it's in the architecture series. I'm not sure which series. But this is called Euclid, this fabric. And I have 2 different variations, 2 different colorways of it. And she went to WashU in St. Louis, Missouri, and that's where I'm from. And so Euclid was kind of a cool street in the Central West End near WashU. And so that's what that is. And then on the inside, oh, I think this is from her architecture. It's just a little crosshatch. Can you see it in there? But these are fun project bags I made, and they're lined and a little squishy and soft. Oh, and this is linen, by the way. It's a nice linen. It's kind of a sturdy linen. It's not quite as wrinkly. So I like that one. And then I did it in the other way too, with the brown as the main color and the gray as the accent. And then another lighter crosshatch in the middle. Can you see it? I can't. I think you can see it. These are 12 by 12. Aren't they cute? They're like opposites. So those are in my store now. And then on Stranded Stitcher on Etsy. And then I bought a bunch of this fabric at a local shop here, at a quilt shop, and it was all indigos, and I just thought it was pretty. Look at these indigo designs. I bought that quarter bundle, and it just kind of reminded me of Shashiko, and I don't know if that's how you say it, Sashiko or Shashiko. So anyway, it reminded me of that, and there's a bunch of them, and this one is cool because it's like Sashiko at the top, and then it's like cross stitch kind of. It kind of looks like Big Ada down there, doesn't it? And these just have white on the inside. And here's another one, a different way. I love indigo. Someday I'm gonna dye my own. I watched a video about it the other day, and I got real tempted, but I didn't do it. And here's another one. And these are all 12 by 12, and they're all kind of squishy padded and lined. They're just lined with white. And then we have, this is another Carolyn Freelander, like my other orange one, and then I did it with the fabric designer, I can't remember the top. And then, oh, this one has some stash fabric on the inside. I don't know what it is. But I thought that was kind of fun. And that's 12 by 12 too. And it can fit a nice 10-inch hoop. Okay, that's all my Etsy store. To that end, I found a new to me, fabric store near me. Well, it was like 45 minutes away, but I went. And this was the coolest store. They had all this French fabric, and then they had all these like African masks and art and all these cool things. It's in Pittsburgh, North Carolina. And it was such a cool place. I'm going to show you my haul. Oh, from there, I got to move it over a little. Okay, I didn't even take it out of the bag. Check. And I'm going to make project bags. I'm going to make more knitting bags. Oh, I have a knitting bag I want to show you. Where is it? I don't know what I did with it. All right, I'll save it for next time. Anyway, look at this fun fabric. It's like going to the beach and surfing. I don't even know what kind, well, maybe it'll say what kind it is. It doesn't even, this is crazy. It doesn't even say it on the selvage, what it is. But I thought it was so much fun. I don't know really what I'm going to do with it. I might make a pool tote to go to the pool. We're going to go to the Cayman Islands on our next vacation. So that would be kind of cool for our pool tote bag. Then they had, this would make such a cool project bag. I bought some of this. Kind of made me think of Valentine's Day too. So I'll get that sewn up and before Valentine's Day if you want one. I'll put it on my website. And then, oh, I was just playing around with like my other fabrics and what it would go with. And this is that, like that blue one, and it looks like cross stitch. This is Cloudburst by Jill Finley. And then I thought it would look cool with that. And then this one was a little bit redder. And this is, I'm just stash building here. This isn't even like anything really planned. This is Moda. Cull McCrae. Lindsay Cull. Oh, 30s Playtime by Lindsay Cull McCrae. Yeah, it seems right. I thought that was kind of cool for a lining of one of them maybe, or an accent. Then I have, oh my gosh, I bought this Christmas bundle. I don't even know what the name of it is. Well, maybe it's in here. Check this out. I don't know how to do this. Oh yeah, look. Look, there's trees and more trees, more trees. Oh, more trees. Wait, hold on, let me scoot up. Oh, some holly and holly. Looks like I got one of each. Some Christmas branches, tree branches, all the variations of those. gray. Oh, look at these reindeer. They're so cute. And then stars and more holly. Let me see if it says on here what this is, because I should have looked that up before I sat down and did this. But again, I was so eager to get going, didn't really write this down. Okay, there's the selvage, and there's no name on it. Hold on. Okay, here's the bundle it came in. It just says special holiday fat quarter pack. I have no idea what this is, but I thought it looked really nice, and I'm either going to make a quilt or some more project bags or both. So if you want one of these Christmas project bags, send me a message, and because I'm not going to make the quilt anytime soon, and you can pick out what you want and I'll make it for you. Oh, I wish I knew the name of that, but I don't. And what else did I get? Oh wait, did I get 2 of them? Oh wait, is this a half yard bundle? No, those are fat quarters. I got another fat quarter bundle of Christmas stuff. Oh, this is the one that had like the vintage Santa stuff in it, which I thought was kind of cute. Look at that. I'll probably make these into project bags before the others because it's kind of fun. And then, oh, there's owls. I wonder if this has a name on it. Let me look. Okay, to all you fabric designers out there, write your name in the selvage for for all of us unorganized people that have no idea what we're working with. Anyway, these were kind of fun. They're kind of over-starched a little bit. They feel kind of stiff, but not in a bad way, just in a very folded way. So I might soften them up a little. Or actually, they'd be good for project bags like this. The other one was softer. Maybe I'll save that for a quilt. I don't know. But these are super cute. Oh, look at these dogs. Anyway, so I got that at the French store. And then, here's a tag. This just says, special holiday fat quarters. Well, that doesn't help me at all. But, okay. Here's the store. It's called French Connections. And it was so cute. And it had all these things in the front, like yard art things. My husband loves that stuff. And then, which is just kind of ironic. If you knew my husband, you wouldn't think he'd love it, but he does. He thinks it's funny. And then on the inside, they have a ton of French fabric. But it's a combination of French fabric and South African, which I wish I could remember the name of that. But this is the fabric I got. And this is over-starched on purpose. This is starchy, starched. And then after you wash it, it softens up a lot. But it's a certain type of fabric. I can't remember the name of. I might link it below if I figure it out. But anyway, these designs were so cool. So I picked out, but they had a whole table of these, kind of like when you go to a shop and they have like a fat quarter table. But they had it of just these South African designs, traditional designs, which I just thought was something so clever. Oh, I love this one. And then, like, look at this one. Look at those colors. And then I actually got my daughter a lunch bag that they didn't wash the starch out. They just left it stiff, and then they lined it with the thermal stuff, and it made a really nice lunch bag. So there's that. And these are fat quarters too, but look how intense that color is. It's really cool. And they said it doesn't bleed. I think I would still use a color catcher and not put it like with my whites or anything. But yeah, so that was such a fun adventure one day. I dropped my husband off at the airport, and then I went straight to Pittsburgh and bought some fabric. But these are going to make cool bags and something different, you know, just something that you don't see every day. Those will be on my Etsy store one of these days after I sew them up. I'll let you know when they are. And then I got this upholstery fabric because it reminded me of Hawaii. And see, we have this big gray couch. It's so funny, when our daughter was little, we lived in Chicago and we had a regular, you know, full-length regular couch and then 2 chairs. And then we moved here and we have a bigger space, so we got a giant L-shaped couch. And when she was little, she used to say, "Dad, I really want a double L couch." And he said, "You mean a U-shaped couch?" So it's kind of funny. So we always joke that it's the double L couch. But this would, it was just so she would have room to lay down on the couch and watch her stuff while everyone else was sitting on it. But I thought this would go nicely and make some pillows for in here. I thought it would be kind of, make it feel a little tropical. So I bought a bunch of that. So that was my haul at the French place. I'm not going to put all that away because it'll make too much noise. And then on my way to, where were we going? Chattanooga for Head of the Hooch Regatta. I actually did not ride the bus on that one. I drove. And I drove on purpose so I could stop in, wait, what's the name of the town? Not Asheville. It's north of Asheville. Weaverville, near Weaverville. So I could stop at Sassy Jack's because I'd never been there. And I wanted to get some fabric. And I wanted to see the fabric before I bought it. So I only got a few things there, but it was a nice shop. It was really nice. And I like how they had it laid out. This is a fat quarter of Dust Bunny by Fox and Rabbit. I think it's 40 count. Yep. And I saw it on, you can't tell the color here, but I saw it online and I wondered if I would like it, and I did. I'm wondering if I have anything I can put against it to show. Oh, here's my little plant. No, that doesn't show anything. Anyway, that's what I got. Dust Bunny. Maybe that's a little better. And then I didn't go crazy. I didn't get like super bright colors because I just bought all that French stuff, which was real bright. This is Russian tea cake, which I'd always wanted to see in person. This is Legacy. And then Russian tea cake, 40 count. No, 37 count. Russian tea cake by Legacy. So I got that, just some good solid neutrals. Because I'm going to start Jacob at Modern Folk Embroidery, I'm going to start his stitch along for next year. And these were the perfect size for that. And then I got some more Saltbush, which I knew I liked. Fox and Rabbit. And then, oh, I'm going to do the Green Coat Santa one of these days. It's on my list of things I want to do by Teresa Kogut. So I saw that she recommended bayberry for his coat, so I got some bayberry while I was there. I live in Raleigh and we don't have any local needlework shops. I mean, we have needlepoint shops like needlepoint.com and other needlepoint shops, but we don't have like cross stitch shops that carry this kind of stuff. So, oh wait, I take that back. Snuggly Monkey is in Durham, but they're online. But you're right, they do have this. They have Weeks Dye Works. They mainly have embroidery floss and things like that, and they're only open like once a month for the public to come in. And I did go in there a few weeks ago, but I didn't know what I was looking for. I got other stuff, but yeah, I could go there. I think on the days that they're open, and if they're not open, you can call and make an appointment and go in. I should do that. But anyway, I don't know anywhere around here to get linen though. They don't have, Snuggly Monkey doesn't have linen. So, since I was passing through Asheville, we stopped there. And then I saw this and I've always wanted it. And it's Spring Hill by Rosewood Manor. And this is just going in my stash of things I want to stitch someday. So I thought that was really pretty. Of course I didn't need it. I just thought I would support small business, and it was fun to stop and see it. Okay, what else is going on? Let me think. Oh, my Brittle Mark sampler, which I have not touched because I've been working on other things. is on a scroll frame, and I made a bag for it with some scrap William Morris. So this is my scroll frame in here. I'm not going to pull it all out. I made it just a little too tight, so it's kind of hard. Well, not hard to get out, but it doesn't slip right off. But it's in there, see? I should probably loosen that up a little. I lined it and everything. And then it's funny because this fabric, oh yeah, I definitely need to loosen that up. It's a little too tight. This fabric, I think it's the Strawberry Thief. Which way is up? Strawberry Thief. Wait, is it that way? Oh, I don't know which way. Anyway, those were our curtains in our bathroom in Chicago. And this is what was left of it. These are not the actual curtains. Because when we moved, you have to leave your curtains. Which I was kind of bummed about because I made those myself. But anyway, so I made a bag for that. And then, oh, I made this cutie. And I put him in a plant because I thought it was funny. But this is just a kebab skewer. And I made a tiny little cat from Teresa Kogut's Pumpkin Pals. And I stitched them on a light blue gray mystery linen. And then I put a little bit of that Carolyn Freelander fabric on the back because it went so well. And I just stitched this little guy. And I stitched him in hand because I'm trying. And it took me a little longer because the holes were so small. I mean, I really do stitch better on a frame. I stitch with a lap frame. I guess that's what it's called. It like has a little thing you slip under your leg and then it's round and it's the perfect height and it goes with my magnifier really well. So I usually stitch on that, and I stitch two-handed. But my left thumb is giving me trouble. So I've been trying to stitch in hand instead, and or just one-handed like I used to, but it takes so long. So I've been trying to do it. I think the fastest way for me is two-handed. Second is in hand. And then third would be the traditional way. But I thought that little guy was cute. And I just stuck a little skewer. And then I stuck him in my plant that sits by the front door. Because I thought he was cute. Now I gotta do the other two. Maybe someday. Okay. Going through. Now we're gonna let's talk about things that I found in my stash that are FOs, but not FFOs. This one was called, let me look and see, I wrote it down. Thanksgiving Penguins, and it came out of a magazine a really long time ago. And my mom stitched that. She stitches things and then she gives them to me to finish, and then I forget. No, I don't do it, or for whatever reason, it's just in a bin. So stuff like this, I'd like to finish it someday, but I don't know if I actually will. So what I was thinking was I might get one of those giant portfolio books that artists use for artist portfolios, and just iron things and lay them flat in there, and you can flip through the pages of them. I thought that might be kind of cute for stuff that, like, just here and there, like maybe I'll finish it, maybe I won't, but until then it could take it out of the bin, I guess. This was another Barbara and Cheryl that I told you about. This one was stitched a little bigger. Our Doors series that I traded with my sisters. It looks like this one was framed at one time by one of us just on our own because there's some creases in there. But it ended up back in my stash bin, my FO bin. That's pretty. And that's full coverage. And then last time I was at my mom's, she gave me this one too. Oh, I have to look it down here. It's called M. Pollard, 1811. Oh, here, I'll use the board for this one. She stitched this one and then gave it to me to finish, fully finish, but I haven't. But I will someday. I will finish this one someday, fully finish this one, because this was a lot of work and it's really pretty. And her favorite color is peach. So that's nice that it's in the middle, like that. M. Pollard, a token of love. And I don't know, I haven't been telling you guys fabrics or anything because I just don't know because I haven't written them down. But I will going forward with my nice little planner. And then, oh, I know that this was on, oh, what's that favorite called? What's wrong with me? What is, Lugana. I couldn't think of the word. My daughter keeps telling me I need Prevagen. I just need it for stitching stuff though. This was a cute little dog. This was our dog we grew up with, named Dusty, the Wonder Dog. And my sister designed this and I stitched it up. And I'm gonna make this into a little, you know, Vanna Pfeiffer standing thing. I miss her videos. Since she took them all down, but I remember how to do that. So, cute little Dusty the Wonder Dog. I mean, this for now is still in my book of FOs, but I do want to make this. I do want to turn this into something I can stand up and put in on my bookshelf or something. And then years ago, oh, we're switching gears again. Now we're going into previously finished things, previously FFO'd. I think. Yeah, that's where we are. Okay. This was Pretty Little Hawaii by Satsuma Street. Sorry, it's wrinkly. That I did for my daughter years and years ago. And I stitched a lot of it in Hawaii. Actually, it wasn't that long ago because I remember doing it during COVID. We went to Hawaii during COVID. You'd think that would be fun, but it was a whole lot of testing. Should have just stayed put. But anyway, we had a whole lot of waiting and I worked on this then. Is that better? Anyway, I was going to finish it as a pillow, but she didn't want a pillow. So we just did it flat. Like I used some Petit that I had in my stash and I did it flat and then I used those little 3M strips and hung it on her wall. She loved it. She hasn't hung it up since we moved here, which is fine. I'm trying to get those clouds in there so you can see them. Can you see those? Come on, focus on there. Maybe it's focusing on me. You need to do that. Anyway, they have the best colors. Satsuma Street. Jody Rice, I think is her name. She's the best colors for things. Okay, what else? Oh, I have this little guy. I just grabbed it because I wanted to show you that you too can make a Biscornu. This was Jacob DeGraff, Modern Folk Embroidery. My pins are in there. I use it for my quilty pins. And I bought, I think it was a set of 8 patterns, and then they all matched up so you could make a Biscornu out of it. I really enjoyed doing this. I thought it was fun. It was small enough, yeah, big enough. It looks huge in this camera, right? But it's really not, see? It's like, I don't know, shoulder size. And it's nice and squishy, and I really like how the finish came out on the edges. Oh, they don't look good on the camera, but they look good in person. Oh, here's a good line. And I just did black and red. I think this was 3799 or 3779, whichever one that is. And I'm not sure which red this was. And I did it on Lugana because I felt like it would just give it a little more structure. But I use this every day for my sewing. I love this guy. I'm going to make another one. My mom keeps hinting that she wants it. And so every time I go see her, I think, oh, I'll give her my Biscornu. But then I think again and I don't. And I tell her that I'll make her one and I haven't. But I should and I will. But I just love this thing. Okay. I have some big FFOs to show you. And if I would have had my trusty project book, I could tell you what it's on and stuff, but I didn't, so I have no idea. This is an oldie but a goodie. This was stitched by my mom. Oh no, this was stitched by me. This was me, sorry. I stitched this for my mother-in-law, and it's called Jacque's View. It's by Barbara and Cheryl, and it's full coverage, and it's a cute cat looking out at a Parisian patio. And unfortunately, my mother-in-law passed away a few months ago, and this hung right inside her front door. So I took it because when we were cleaning out her place. It's sentimental. She loved her cat, her black cat named Midnight. So that's why I made it for her. And that was a good 25 years ago that I stitched this one. I'm sure I stitched it on Ada and used DMC and all the called for back then. Because we were just married or maybe even engaged when I stitched this. And we've been married like 23 years, so almost 24. So it's called Jacque's View, and I just thought it was pretty. And now it hangs in my stitchy room. And I think of Fritzy when I see it. Fritzy was my mother-in-law. And then, okay, when COVID started, March 2020. In January of 2020, Jacob at Modern Folk Embroidery did a stitch along, and so I joined. And I don't remember the color number. It was like 840, 940, something like that. Let's see if I can get this in there. And this was the stitch along for 2020. Oh, it's a bad reflection. Let me scoot up a little, maybe. Oh, I really can't see. Sorry. I did not personalize it with all the initials, which you could do. I just wrote Goodman family. Because I was going to put our initials, but I changed my mind. So this hangs by our fireplace here. So you can see the reflection of my iPad. And see that crescent up there in the reflection? We have this funny crescent window over our fireplace. So that's what that is. Anyway, I love this sampler. It was fun to stitch. It's funny, I remember what I watched on TV when I was stitching it. I was into these two people, I think it was on HGTV or I don't know, one of those. And they would go to these really cool locations around the world and look at people's amazing houses. And they would stay in them for like 2 nights and look at the architecture and all these things. I don't even know what it was called. But I remember I stitched a lot of that watching those, dream house shows. And then, so March 13th, 2020, the whole world shut down. And then the next week, Jules at Longdog Samplers was releasing her pandemic piece, which I believe was just a coincidence that she called it pandemic. So she gave away the pattern for free for 1 week. So, sorry, that was my dog. My dog's snoring. She gave away the pattern for free for a week, and I got it. And the thing was, you had to use what you had at home because you couldn't go anywhere. So I had this giant piece of blue linen. I think it's Embroidery linen, and I know it's 32 count, and it's blue. And I don't know where I got it. And I was gonna do this big reindeer flying through the sky thing on the big piece of blue. But then when this came along, the pandemic, I thought, oh, that's the right size. And sometimes you use what you have, right? So I couldn't, so this giant piece of blue was just the right size for this pandemic piece. So, and it was almost like it was made for it. Like it was exactly the right number of inches around. It was exactly the right size. So then the thing was I was going to stitch it with white, but then I thought, did I not have any white? Or maybe I didn't want it on white because that was just too predictable. So I picked this weird color gold that has a tinge of green in it that I don't even know what number it was now because I didn't write it down. But, and it was several years ago. But it's a strange color. But I kind of like how it turned out. And the thing is, I would have never picked this color combo on my own. Like I would have never picked it if I had a choice. But I had to use my stash, and I didn't want a bright yellow because I didn't want it to look too like mascot looking. And I wanted it to look a little more antiqued. So anyway, without rattling on anymore, I will show you my pandemic piece and hope it fits in the view. This guy. Okay. There she is. Let me see. Get most of it in there. So it was really fun watching everyone online change up all the colors, see what they were working with. I saw one person online stitched one leg of the X, right? Like bottom left, top right, for all the stitches on this thing and then went back and did the other leg. Like, that's insane. Like, anyway, I mean, good for them, but I was like, wow. Because right when you think you are done, you'd have to go do it again. You have to go back. But anyway, I did not do that. But about halfway through this piece, I discovered the two-handed stitching, and that sped it up quite a bit. And it's funny, I remember when I first started it, maybe the day I started it, no, it wouldn't have been the day I started it, because I started it right in April. But anyway, we were thinking about moving, because we thought if we're going to be stuck in our house, we might as well have a pool. So we started looking at this must have been this summer, first summer. We put on our masks and used our hand sanitizer and went and looked at houses. This is when we lived in Chicago, with pools. And I remember one day we saw too many houses and I just wanted to come home and stitch. And I remember sitting there after we got home and the sunlight was so perfect and I just sat there and I stitched and stitched. It's just funny, like, how our pieces hold so many of our memories. You know? On this one, I started in the center because I was really concerned about my fabric. Oh, there's my dog again. So I started, I can't really see what I'm looking at here, but I started in right out wherever the middle is. Then I went down and I went that way to an edge. Then I came back across this way. Then I came up this way and then then I came up that way and I finished my last stitch was right here in the corner. So I worked my way around and up. I love this. And like I said, I would have never picked these colors on my own, or if I had a choice, but it worked out so beautifully. And it just reminds you to appreciate what you have. So I'm going to try to zoom in a little, okay? I'm not sure if it's going to work. Look at all those stitches. So I went to get this framed in March of 2022. Is it refocusing on there? I went to get this framed in March of 2022 and he talked me into plexiglass frame. Okay, I hung that up in my house for a while and I did not like that because you couldn't see my stitches. And it lost its depth and texture and it just I didn't like it. So I took it back maybe a year later and I had to put museum glass in it. And I know it's heavy, but it's okay. So that is my pandemic piece. I know a lot of you have them. I'd love to see them. I get excited every time I see one because it was just such a labor of love. That linen, when I was stitching with it, it got soft. I'm putting it over right here so it doesn't fall over. It got softer and softer and softer as I used it. And at first I was kind of annoyed, but then I really liked it. Sorry, my fridge is running. Hey, Sophie, you want to come here? You guys want to see my dog? Sophie, come here. Come here. Come here. Do you want to say hi? Come here. No, she doesn't want to say hi. Sorry. If she comes around, I'll let you know. Okay, 2 more things real quick. I'll show you what I was knitting. So, but I can't remember the name of it. Dang it. Should have looked it up. Who is this? Maybe I won't even show you this one because I can't remember. Oh, heck, I will. Okay, here it is. That's the back. That's the front. Oh, Isabell Kramer. That's who this is. Isabell Kramer. And I'm using a silk wool blend, and I just think the color is beautiful. And it's going to be short sleeve, but I haven't finished the sleeves. See my little holders. But when I tried it on, I must have mismeasured, or I don't know, maybe I'm bustier than I thought because I didn't like how it fit. So, I mean, it fit, but it was just hugging some of the wrong places. So my daughter tried it on, and it was big on her, but she really liked it. So I think this is going to be one of those sweaters that we share. That was in the way there, that's better. That we share. and she asked if I would make 3/4 length sleeves. So let me try to smooth this out. After I finish, you know, my other things that are higher on my list, I'm gonna go put some 3/4 length sleeves on this. That didn't help at all, and call it a day. And then maybe if it stretches out, maybe after I block it. I bet after I block it, it'll fit a little bit better. I just thought it was snug around the chest, a little too much. But isn't that a pretty yoke? I thought it was beautiful. So that's that one. It's Isabell Kramer. I don't know what it's called. And then I'm knitting. Where's the other one? Oh, did I not bring it? Oh, here it is. I'm knitting. This is a silly knitting bag I have on my arm. See? This is the Cocoon wrap by Purl Soho, and I'm using Malabrigo Rios for this one. I'm at the part, right, so it goes like this. Like this, and then I'm not sure which way's up. And then I'll make another arm, and then it joins in the back, and it's a cocoon wrap. And I think I even have a picture. Let me see. This is for a friend of mine. This is my friend whose daughter is getting married. She's not getting this Christmas because I've been working on her daughter's sampler. It's this one. Oh wait, let me move this behind it. I think it's pretty. See? And the color I use is even similar to the color. This is the Malabrigo Rios. I forgot the name. I don't know the name of it. But it's a nice worsted weight. And it has the green variations in it, green and blue. Ooh, that's pretty. That looks good, doesn't it? And it's not garter stitch. It's like you knit 2 rows and you purl 2 rows because you're in the round. So it's fun. I'm at the short row part because it's kind of a wonky construction. And I'm enjoying it. I just haven't had enough time to work on it. I did work on it a little on the bus, but next one is what I really worked on the bus. It's my storm sweater by Petit knit. Here she is. Almost done. I'm so close. Wait, let me back it up. Here, I'll just hold it up. Isn't that beautiful? Sorry about my yarn trail. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? I'm not sure I made this sleeve long enough. I mean, it's long enough for me. And this shoulder does drop down. I mean, the shoulder seam is not at the shoulder. It's kind of lower. It's long enough for me, but I might stretch it low when I block it. I got this yarn. I don't know what it's called, of course, but I got it at a yarn shop in Pinehurst, North Carolina. And that was a really fun day. And then this is where I am on the second sleeve, which is nice because it's exactly like the first sleeve. And these pattern blocks, I haven't even been following the written pattern because I can just count, okay, how many ribs did I do on this one? I'll do the same number on this one. So it's kind of takes a little pressure off. And then I'll do the neckline. So I can't wait to wear this one because it's getting a little cold here. So I love it. Love that one. And that is by Petit Knit, which if you guys are knitters, you all know who that is. And this is my printed out raggedy pattern, but it's called Storm Sweater. So there's that. Let's see what else. Oh, there's my sunglasses I was missing on the trip in my knitting bag. I think that's it for today. All right, I'm gonna get on track, keeping track of stuff now that I have my project book, okay? And if you wanna do it too, go to Stranded Stitcher on Etsy, even though, I'll put a link below that'll take you straight there, because on Etsy, if I type in Stranded Stitcher, it doesn't let you pull up by the artist name as far as I can tell. I'm new to this. So I'll put links below, and then here's the calendar version. But I'm really excited to start writing down what I'm doing. not just for Flosstube, because I don't really know how many of these I'm ever going to do, but just for my own record. I want to remember what I stitched this stuff on. And I think I'm going to do the same. This says cross stitch projects, like my sister made it. I'm going to do one for knitting and quilting and sewing too. I'm going to make different variations of my project books, and maybe different colors, and they'll all kind of coordinate and could be on my shelf, and I'll look like I'm super organized when I'm not. Oh, this is funny. When I was on the trip, last weekend we went to Augusta, Georgia for Head of the South. By the way, Anna did really well. My daughter did great on her boats. Way to go, TRC. But anyway, some of the other moms I got another mom knitting. She hadn't picked up her knitting in a long time. So when we're watching the regattas, I tend to bring a pair of socks and knit on something small. I should have shown you those, but I think they're in my purse. Anyway, that's like my car knitting. And then another mom that I'd been traveling with, she brought her knitting, and so she picked it up again, and she hadn't knit in years, and she's making leg warmers out of Rios, and they're really cute. So we were sitting there knitting, and then this other mom came along, and she had some crocheting, and she was worried that she wasn't sure if she wanted to crochet or not, and I'm like, do it. So she sat there and was crocheting, like, it was interesting. It was like the ends of t-shirts, like those scraps from a t-shirt factory, and she cut it into strips and then was crocheting like bowls and mats out of it. And then she had extra hooks, so she started getting these other moms crocheting. So there were like 6 of us sitting there working on our knitting and crocheting on the banks of this river in Augusta, watching the rowers go by. And it was really fun, and it just shows that like fiber arts really are community, and it's a way to literally bond with each other, and it was nice. So for next spring, I was going to send out, because that was our last fall regatta. So in the spring, I was going to send out a note to some of the moms that I thought might be interested and see if they wanted, to bring their stuff too, and we could make it a fun day, because regatta days are really long. They're longer than swim meets. I mean, you're there from 7 in the morning till 7 at night. Sometimes it is long. But we all volunteer and jump in and have fun. But it was nice seeing other people enjoy working on their crafts like I do. So anyway, I think there's 100 other things I wanted to show you and tell you, but I can't remember what they are. But I know that is Bellagio. And I'm going to look up the details on it, and I'll show it to you next time. But that was kind of a fun one to do. That was another COVID piece. And then I'm going to dig through the stuff that my mom has given me to finish and see what I want to finish next, FFO next for her, or what I just want to share with you guys. And I think that's it. I'm going to go make some more project bags just because they're really fun. And if you guys don't buy them, I'm just going to use them myself. Because I like every single one of them. But anyway, thanks for sharing your time with me, and I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.